Democrats aren't afraid of the Guard. They're afraid the Guard might work, and they'll look feckless. So they're cooking up conspiracies. Trump wants to drone strike Americans.
Do they believe that they have the authority by putting some groups on a list, even domestic groups, to use lethal force against them with no trial, no due process, no nothing? And, the reality is we can't rule that out.
First, they said Trump's going to use the Guard to steal elections, and now he's going to call in airstrikes over Portland. At least our conspiracy theories turn out to be true. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is here. Governor, they are just out of their minds.
Well, I'll tell you what, when Joe Biden was president, you had governors like me step up and say, wait a minute, they're not enforcing immigration laws. We're going to step up and fill the void. We're going to be faithful to the laws that are on the books. And we were told, oh, no, it's a federal function. The federal government can decide one way or another. Now, the flip side, the shoe's on the other foot, and you have Donald Trump enforcing federal law, and you have the left in Portland and Chicago. They're not saying it's a federal. They're actively stymieing the enforcement of federal immigration laws. I could tell you in Chicago, I didn't know about that lieutenant governor. I saw that clip. I could tell you their governor and mayor of Chicago have caused a lot of people to flee both Illinois and Chicago and move to my state over the years. And if that lieutenant governor gets unleashed, I think you'll see an even bigger exodus.
Yeah, whenever I'm down in Naples, I see a lot of people from the Chicago area, and I've been seeing more and more as I've been going down over the years. What happens next, though? So, JB Back Ribs is talking a big game. He's saying, over my dead body, he's going to have to come through me first. What happens if this goes through the court system and they say Trump can send in the Guard? What is the governor going to do?
Well, I don't think he's going to ultimately do anything. That's part of the problem. He has not been somebody who has wanted to aggressively enforce laws against the criminal element. In fact, they had legislation to eliminate cash bail. So you'd have people commit serious crimes, they'd go get arraigned, and then they'd get released back on the street with no bail or no restriction or anything. And that has caused huge problems in the state and obviously in the city. So ultimately, I think the public is on the side of the president. And what I've found, Jesse, is public safety is primal for people. You can disagree with someone on taxes, on education, but when your family's safety is at risk, you want to see that remedied. A lot of people have moved to Florida because of public safety. But just like D.C., the media said this is the worst thing ever. And the locals in D.C., even the mayor was saying thank you. And the crime went down. So I think this crime issue is very potent. And I think it spans the political cleavages that we have in our society. People want safe streets.
So why do you think the Democrats will give Trump credit for seeking peace in the Middle East, but not for seeking peace here? What's the difference? And how do you feel about this deal in Gaza?
Well, I think it's just their instincts are so knee-jerk, especially when it comes to immigration. Remember, his signature issue when he first ran many years ago was the border wall and enforcing immigration laws. They hated that. They've opposed that every step in the way. So I just think that's their reflex. I think that's them catering to their base. And I think that that's just what they've done for many, many years. Look, on this deal, I think that the one thing that I can tell has been constant in the Middle East is the Palestinian Arabs and especially Hamas. They've cared more about destroying Israel than they have cared about taking care of their own citizens. And that has been the obstacle to peace for many, many years. And so we'll have to see. Proof will be in the pudding. Trust but verify. If this deal sticks, that's going to be something that really has never been able to be done in many, many decades of trying to do this. And I think one of the key elements is those Middle Eastern countries respect the strength of President Trump. They know that he is decisive, as you saw with the Iran strikes. In that region, they want to be on the side of the strong horse. So I think he's been able to amass an impressive coalition. And hopefully, we can end up with peace in the region at long last.
All right. It's been quite a long time since we've said that. Hopefully, everything stays together. Governor DeSantis, good to see you. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.